Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are defending ourselves from Iberia, or defending our ally from, theoretically, Iberia. I think this is an offensive war. But we have everything occupied up here, except this area here. We're going to get this fort under siege, and I believe that once the fort starts being besieged, I believe that it will no longer auto-cap. I need to double check that. I can't remember exactly, but let's find out. We're going to send these guys up like over here. That'll be fine, and they'll just get that all done. But we're going to find out as soon as they leave here whether besieging the fort is enough to prevent the auto cap. I believe that's the way that the mechanic works. Yes, that is indeed the way the mechanic works. Perfect. So we'll get this fully occupied. A hot-headed slave with a talent for oration by the name of Ashat has been stirring up his fellow bondsmen in the settlement of Virarum Kale. The local authorities have so far managed to keep the situation under control, but the brazen fool continues to hold forth on the corruption and unfairness of the political system, with Orontes 3 Orontid receiving honorable mentions. The slave population of the entire province of Sunik has by now heard of his exploits, and the city elites and slave owners are demanding immediate action to ensure the status quo is not disturbed further and any slave rebellion is crushed before it can be allowed to foment. Well, we could do that. That would kill a slave, which I don't really want to do. A slave pop. Undermine it for some political influence. Or we could just hire him for some political influence. And that's what we're going to do. It's a little cheaper. I don't like spending that political influence on it, but there we go. Not ideal. We're not doing bread and circuses, so we're ignoring that. And yeah, we're lacking food over here. These guys, they are going to make their way up over this way, chase the Iberian levy. Cool. So these occupations are well underway. These guys are going to move in over here as soon as they are done there, and this siege will be done in, well, a while. We don't have siege weapons, remember. That's not a thing that you can do at this point. So we're going to move up over here and occupy that. Hello, pause menu. Cool. So we're going to call down the tech investment. There we go. Our stability also increased due to a queued event over here. Losing 50 gold, and Armenia gains 50 gold. Oh, okay. This is a slave we just promoted, isn't it? I think so. We could gain legitimacy or 50 gold, and we're taking the 50 gold, thank you very much. We need that gold very badly at this point. So that will be wonderful. We are, of course, saving up for Granary of Armenia. We need 600 for that. And we're expecting to have that probably by the end of this episode. Our prospecting in Sunik will be finishing up very shortly. Ah, the war ended. Oh, wow, they gave us all of this territory. Cool. So we're going to disband our levies. And we got a lot of territory from that. We have pretty decent aggressive expansion at this point, even though we haven't declared any aggressive wars. I like it. This levy didn't get put down. And was that because they were locked? Yeah, because they were movement locked. There we go. Fantastic. We do need a governor up over here, and who are we going to put in? We don't have any scorned families, so we're just going to put in probably this guy. He's the most qualified. Cool. So there's that underway, and we're going to be making over 15 per month again. That's not too bad. Our prospecting is, I believe, finished at this point. Yes, it is. Our prospecting is done. We did get some base metals over here somewhere. See, that's iron. And we've got a mine there right now. That's base metals. We've got a mine there. This is base metals, and we don't have a mine here. I would like to put one in, but that's not going to be the case for a little bit, I think. And base metals here, but we do have a mine. So it's in Sonora that we want to get that mine in. Okay, cool. That'll be fine. But for now... Oh, wow, we're almost to 17 per month. That's huge. That is huge. For now, we're more interested in getting Granary of Armenia done. And of course, we do need to continue to expand our trade routes over here. So actually, this is now 72, but also 20 gold. Why does this cost 72 now? I don't know, but I'm okay with it. We're going to go ahead and get one of those going. That will be done in 471 in September, so like 6 months. Okay, not too bad. So we're going to have that done pretty quickly, and we're going to need that third enticing of business investments here. But we'll get that done soon enough. We're basically halfway to getting our mission done, the Granary of Armenia. And we're making our way through this mission tree quite quickly, actually, considering how poor our economy was when we started. Like, it was objectively awful. That's for sure. We're going to be improving our economy in leaps and bounds after this. Now, this is going to continue dropping in provincial loyalty for a while. And the question is, 0.05 per month. The question I have really right now is, how's our conversion going? Where is that? That is, I believe, in pop info. Yes. Okay. So those are both a long ways away. Why is your happiness so low? Because the governor is the wrong culture. Okay. Our researcher died, so we definitely need a new researcher for our civic advances. No doubt about that. And that is going to be the most qualified person that we've got. Perfect. Now, our research isn't going well. There's no doubt about that. We're not focused on that at this exact moment. We want to get our economy online, and once that happens, then we're going to start investing heavily into research. So I expect us to fall a little bit behind in tech, but we'll catch up. Okay, so Pontus has definitely developed a bit, but we have as well, entirely by accident. Entirely by accident. Our ally gave us a bunch of territory, and I'm super happy with that. Okay, so this guy escaped. Cool. We put him in prison last episode, if you recall. He escaped out of the realm. And we've got our import route in our capital. Perfect. So what is the actual cost of this now? Still 72 instead of 80. Cool. We must have a modifier on that somewhere. The tooltip doesn't say. I'm not sure where that modifier is, but it might actually be from one of our missions, or... I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know exactly where that's from, but clearly we have a modifier somewhere that's dropping that down to 72. So we need 60 more months. That's, of course, 5 years before we can finish this. Now, before we can get this anyway, we have to do Granary of Armenia. So we need another 200 gold in that 5 years. That will certainly happen. That will absolutely certainly happen. So we'll get Granary of Armenia done. And at that point, that will be the bulk of our investment done here for our mission tree. So all we need is the 600 gold. We need the 72 political influence. And that's it. That's all we need at this point to finish up this mission tree. So that is fantastic. Okay, this guy died. He was the governor of Albania and a pretender to become king. He was impaled on a battering ram. Cool. So we're going to put in this guy as the most qualified, since we have no scorned families. Our stability increased due to, I think, a cute event that I didn't look at. Our stability is currently dropping, but we have gone up over 17 gold per month. So, that's amazing. Once we get this mission done, all of our gold can go into economy investment and not the missions anymore. So, I'm very, very pleased about that. We're making good time through this. Drop down below 17 that month. A little sad, but back up above 17 this month. Perfect. Very, very happy to see that. So, of course, we're still quite a long ways out on our political influence. And what is this? 18 gold and religious tech investment and 6 stability. I feel like that's worth it. Not necessarily for the stability, but 48 months of tech investment, we'll go ahead and do that. For 12 gold, I think that's fine. Cool. So, of course, we don't have any innovations right now. We will get them eventually. And our research advances are going to come up in, let's see here, 481, 480, 480, and 480. So, it's going to be a while yet. No doubt about it. That's okay. We want to get that sweet, sweet cash for the moment. That is more important, and we will fix our research ratio eventually. We need a lot more citizens and nobles. That's for sure. 40.94%, maximum efficiency of 125. So, yeah, there's some work to be done there. Absolutely. No doubt about that. We're not importing anything to our capital, and we kind of don't need anything imported to our capital at this moment. We could automatically import, though, and see what it comes up with. But like I said, we don't need anything, so I don't actually expect it to automatically import much. Would? I mean, okay. Gives us some local manpower. Like, I don't feel like that's super important right now. Sure, that's completely and totally fine. I don't mind. We're going to be losing stability for a while. Remember, it balances out at 50. We're at 62.44 right now, so we're in positive stability. That is fantastic. And the real question is, what are our next moves? Largely, we're waiting. That pretty much is what it boils down to. We're waiting for our cash. After we have our cash investment, then we can start using the macro builder here to build settlement buildings and city buildings. So that'll all be great. Noble, happiness, and desired ratio. I did see that nobles are producing research as well. Hang on, I want to get to this in a moment. Nobles. They do provide research points, 7.39. Ah, so this is a change from last time I played, I think. Citizens are producing manpower and research points. Nobles are the straight-up research points. Freemen are base tax and manpower. Tribesmen are base tax and manpower. And slaves are just base tax. Cool. So for tech specifically, we want nobles. For a more balanced approach, we want citizens, although nobles are quite a lot more efficient for tech. So that's good to know. While the occasionally rakish and louche tendencies of Ashat Amatuni are well known throughout the upper circles of Armaruia, I doubt that's how you pronounce that, no one was quite prepared for the appalling slew of allegations leveled at him of late. This is a slave we promoted. There are growing rumors of terrible indecencies perpetrated on slaves at debauched gatherings honoring the god of wine, where Ashat and his lewd entourage exhibit and debase their latest acquisitions from the emporia of Eruandashat. Ashat denies everything in the most stringent terms, claiming the tales to be lies, engineered by his political opponents. The gossip is backed by several witnesses who claim to have been besmirched by Ashat personally. Slaves and virtuous citizens across Siracine are demanding government-sanctioned justice to deter these excesses, and we can no longer ignore the situation. We would gain 10 political influence for doing a full and fair investigation. Huh. It cost us 25 gold. I think that's worth it for 10 political influence. So we'll do that, and we now need a new steward. So I guess our steward is out of here. So that wasn't the guy that we promoted, was it? Maybe not. A lot of people have that name. So we're going to put this guy in as... Is this the guy we just fired? No, it's not. Okay. We're going to put this guy in. He is the most qualified. He's not tremendously great, I suppose, but he'll do fine. And yeah, our province up here may end up rebelling. Which province is this again? Our neighbor's wonder is the object of envy and awe of our populace. The people speak of the superiority of Seleucid Empire. Dangerous talk. We would do well to heed the mood of the people and refocus their efforts on crafting our own monumental work. Or, if all else fails, we could always take Babylon from our neighbor instead. 5 tyranny? We do have a decent amount of tyranny right now. We're maxed on prominence. We could lose the stability. That wouldn't be too bad. We should appreciate what we have. So our stability drops a little bit. That's fine. I'm not too upset about that. Although there's still much work to be done, gathering testimony and exploring the specific crimes, both religious and temporal, that Ashat may have committed, preliminary findings point heavily to his guilt. While the investigation is not complete, some have suggested that Ashat be prematurely detained in order to ensure that he does not try to escape justice, though this will undoubtedly distress the Amatuni family even further. We probably should. Our ruler's questionable character. I like it. No, we're going to imprison him as a precaution. Wonderful. So we've got some disloyal people. No risk of civil war at this point. 0.93% of the power base is disloyal. Hilarious. Yeah, this is not a problem. After several weeks of gathering testimony, it has become clear that even the wildest rumors circulating Amaririera, definitely how that's pronounced, hardly scratched the surface of the wickedness perpetrated by Ashat, who has committed unspeakable horrors in the name of the god of the dead. I'm sorry, but when there's this many vowels in a row, yikes. Countless witnesses have come forward, from household slaves to catamites, and the mountain of evidence cannot be dismissed as mere calumny. Having consulted with the most senior religious and juridical experts, there's no doubt that Ashat is heinously guilty, in the eyes of the law and the god of the sky both. Yesterday, the high priest joined near all else in baying for his blood. We must now decide what to do with Ashat. A lenient punishment will not be viewed favorably by the slaves, but if we're too harsh, we risk alienating the entire Amatuni family. We don't have a choice here. We have to ruin his reputation and give him a fine. We get some gold from it, I guess. Cool. So that's fine. The Amatunis are a little upset at us, but they don't control anything, really. Well, that's 16.38% of the power base. It's still not too frightening. Next month tick, we are going to finish up Granary of Armenia, so that is wonderful. We're still a ways away from getting our political influence that we need over here, sadly, to expand our trade. But that does mean that we can start pouring our gold into other things, and that's great. We're really, really glad about that. This was a lot of gold to get through this, no doubt about it. 1,700 gold right away in the game. That's a huge investment in this. Hopefully it pays off. We are making 17.69 per month now. That's solid. And we are in need of like 32 more political influence. So that's going to be what? A little under 3 years? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. This is still at 72. So that's good. There are barbarians. And where are they? They are up over here. Okay. We could raise a levy force to deal with them, and what is this up here? Okay. Do we have a levy force from this area? Yes. Okay. So we're going to make our way up there. We're not going to get there in time. Is this really the fastest route? Ah. That's Iberian up there still. Okay, yeah. We lack access through that. Sure. So these guys walked in through Iberia. Now, we did take that back. Actually, I think the barbarians are straight up gone. Yeah. That's right. They lose a little bit of strength when they take a province like that. So we lost, I think, a pop here. It's unfortunate, but we're okay. Low food supply in Gugark right now, but it is rising. So that's good. And we're going to immediately begin work as soon as we have the gold on constructing some settlement buildings. That's going to be vitally important to us. But we are up to 18 gold per month now. So this is going very well. What is our goal? That's a good question. What is our economic goal? our economic goal is better economy than we have now. It's kind of open-ended, yeah. We are going to be finishing up this mission tree soon enough, and we'll see what the next mission tree has us focusing on. But for now, I think this is going to be just fine. I would like to build additional mines, slave estates, and farming settlements. That will all be fairly necessary. But those are 160 gold each. So it'll be a little bit of time before those are really ready to go. But what we need right now is pops. That's kind of what we're waiting on, really. More than anything is just additional pops. Now, we are expecting this province to eventually rebel. That's going to take a while, though. And that assimilation is progressing. That's going to be like 22 years before an assimilation happens. And a big part of that is because they're not Zoroastrian, of course. I mean, that'll just take time, right? I'm not too concerned about it. If they rebel, they rebel. We'll crush it. It's not a big deal. It'll be completely fine. We can, however... Oh, hello. The wealthier residents of Ani have sent a formal petition on behalf of the entire province, complaining about the harsh ways of their governor, Arshem. This guy. It seems that his taxation policy is causing quite a furor amongst landowners who are having to work their slaves to the bone in order to meet tax quotas. It is certainly unusual for our subjects to complain in such a manner. Perhaps we ought to consider their arguments carefully. So, he is in charge of Ani, which is Cappadocia Pontica, which is, I think, over here? No, it's over here, isn't it? Where is it? Cappadocia. Yeah, that's the nation. I don't actually want that. Where is this guy? Dastiera. Okay. Up here. Gotcha. Okay, so that's Armenia Minoris, but whatever. They're set on local autonomy. So he's pretty corrupt, huh? Okay. Yeah, he's got 33% corruption. We can remove him. That'll be fine. We'll go ahead and do that, and we will put in someone new. It will be the same guy is the most qualified. We're going to put in this guy instead. Now, he's on acquisition of wealth. That's okay, I guess. That'll be fine. There is a scorned family now, and that is slightly upsetting, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and build ourselves a mine, I think, over in Sonora. There we go, because we know that there's base metals there. We basically want to build mines anywhere we can right now, and we also want to build farming settlements anywhere we can, and then I believe anywhere else we pretty much want to put up a slave estate. For now. That would be the goal for now. And then we're going to make like each one of these capitals into a city. That's going to be also a thing that we're going to need to do. We're not going to really look to make any more cities than just the single capital. But that'll do for now. And hopefully we'll be able to even upgrade them into metropolises. With the rest of their province here as the... Or rather, is this really a province? This isn't really a province. The province includes multiple of these, like, states, right? I'm not sure what the term is for this. In Imperator. I'll have to look that up. But regardless, we may be able to have this be a hinterland and have each of these be a metropolis. That would be very, very nice if that was the case. But that's going to be a lot of investment. So that is going to take some time. No doubt about that. However, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can definitely see our economy is developing, and that is exactly what we want right now. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. and I will see you all next time.